David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, man. How do you think that one plays out stylistically in the ring?
It's a good fight. I think Plant has he has that fighter's mentality that I like. He's sometimes a little too brave for his own good, but he knows how to box. He can back it up with his boxing ability. But I strongly feel that I think Benavidez is going to be too much for him. He's a big kid. He's a strong kid. He has a good chin. It might be a little complicated for him in the first few rounds, but once Benavidez puts the pressure, I think he's gonna, gas out maybe in the later rounds, and Benavidez can possibly stop him.
Benavidez versus Plant. I know it's a division you skipped over.
I like Plant.
You like Plant in that one, huh?
Yeah, I like Plant.
Why is that? What about
underdog
style?
Underdog and grit and hungry. I think he's the hungrier fighter because this is not the full fifth chance that he has to prove himself in that division. This is a chance that I see he has the mechanics to upset anybody in that division. It will be considered an upset, but I figure if I speak now, you can't say I was one of those misguided souls that said he didn't have a chance. He's a live dog in this fight.
Does he have?
How does he do it? How is it? Like
being himself. Being himself. Like seriously, I'm giving you my honest opinion. He has to be himself. Don't get caught up with who he is. Don't get caught up with how hype the fight is. You got to take it as it is. You in the ring. You know who you with. You know who you dealing with. You prepared yourself. Let's go. And that doesn't mean it's going to be handed to you. He got to go get it. I got him on a really, really, to most people, surprising performance that I believe he's going to display.
He had
very soon.
He had some good success with Canelo when he was moving, but when Canelo was able to trap him in the ropes and get his work off, he wasn't able to really back Canelo off of him.
But that was Canelo.
Benavidez is bigger. He hits harder, presumably, right? I mean,
Canelo and Benavidez, their styles totally different. Totally different. Benavidez is taller, bigger, but I believe the talent I see for both guys, I'm going with the underdog. Based on what they say. I think he's a live dog, though. I think he's a live dog. I think if you was going to bet under and over, I'd go with him.
With the obviously emotional aspect of that fight, right? It seems like David's very emotionally invested in it and has got very angry at the press conference. Caleb seemed to kind of hold his own together. I know you've had some heated press conferences, but in the ring, you're very cool and collected. Is maybe part of the aspect of that, you picking Caleb, that is that he's very...
This is true. It ain't nothing that comes... To be honest with you, there's nothing that comes with a press conference. There's nothing that comes with the way they talk, the way they express themselves. It has a lot to do with who's been there, who I believe got comfortable, who I believe he's untouchable, who I believe is taking a chance to think that way with a guy like Plant, period. That's what I believe. If he didn't have, that is, Plant didn't have what I believe, what I've seen already, but he's fighting a guy that's not like no one that he ever fought, but he's been tested through the fights that he did have to have a complete package and recipe to be able to take on Benavidez and do well and beyond that by winning. Unanimous decision. Some would say that it should have went the other way. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hear that. But you're going to see excellent craftsmanship and skillship.
Yeah.
You're going to see that.
Bernardo,
and you got to remember, in case no one don't notice, it's not promoted by Golden Boy. So I'm just telling you who I like. and who I think is mentally and physically prepared for it at this level. And of course, at the end, what makes really sometimes the edge of all matches of this order. I like a hungry, starving man, and a man that got a refrigerator is full. I'm gonna say that again. I go with the starving, hungry man with the refrigerator that's empty than the one that's full.
What you think about that fight?
Well,
How does it go down?
Because I know that Caleb Plant is always in great shape. I know David Benavidez always in great shape. I know Caleb Plant is a really good mover. Like, he moves around, he can keep you off balance, and he also got a little pop to him. You know what I'm saying? He can pop a little bit. It's an interesting fight to see what's gonna happen. But I know David is really good at cutting the ring off and getting to you and getting those punches off. So probably better than Canelo is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, it's taller, rangier, longer. It's gonna be. It could be a difficult fight, but it's a great fight. It's still a great fight. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I think that Benavidez is gonna probably walk him down and get some shots off for him. But at the same time, Caleb Plant is fast, is stronger than is stronger than what he probably seems. Fast, footwork, moving
Better
around.
footwork.
So you got to see whose strategy gonna like overtake the other one. So you can so it's not like a game where it's like Benavidez is gonna win. It's kind of like, I don't know. I got to see what happens. Anything can happen in this fight. Just like when he fought Durrell. Durrell was trying to do whatever, and he did a number on Durrell. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Older dog.
He did
Older dog.
right? And they thought it was gonna be something different. So, you can't. Caleb Plant have heart, and he gonna come to fight. He fighting 100% all the way to the end, and that's what I love about fighters. Those type of fighters, like regardless. He's coming. He's bringing everything. He's bringing his heart, everything. Benavidez did the same thing, so it's just gonna be a great fight. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see anybody out there right now that can beat Caleb Plant. But if there is one fighter out there in the super middleweight division, it's got to be David Benavidez. I think he's a big bully. He's just big. He, again, like a lot of those great fighters out there that just knows the best move, makes the right moves at the right time. That's the kind of fighter that he is. But when you put him up against Caleb Plant, when you put Caleb Plant up against David Benavidez, I think Caleb really does not only even out a lot of the things that David has a advantage of against most fighters in the ring. I think not only does Caleb even it out, but I think he's a little bit better than David Benavidez. I think he's faster. I think he's quicker. I think he's smarter. I think he's more intelligent in the ring. I think David's biggest advantage in that fight is trying to bully Caleb Plant and get into Caleb Plant's head. If you can get into Caleb Plant's head, you can do some things to Caleb. But the dude is so mentally focused and strong. It's a long way from the lip to the cup with that one, baby. I'm excited for that fight. I want that fight to happen, and I want to be there. I want to commentate that. I want to analyze that. I want to talk about it, and I want to watch it, man. I think that's one of the best fights to be made in boxing right now.
Benavidez and Plant.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to get your breakdown on that fight, bro.
Well, my breakdown is this. That's a good fight, and it's a tough fight. You know what I mean? Real tough fight for Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? And it's a good fight for him, though. Mm-hmm. And just the way I break down, if Caleb Plant box and frustrate him, you know what I mean, tie him up after you hit him with some shots, tie him up and frustrate him, I think he can win the fight. You know what I mean? You got to be smart, though. You can't trade with him. You can't, you know what I mean? You got to give him different angles, in and out, side to side, a lot of fakes, you know what I mean? And, once you hit him with them combinations and shots, tie him up. You know what I mean? Take him to the center, go back and do what you've been doing. And that's the only way I can see him beating him. You know what I mean? Because what you call him is a beautiful boxer. Caleb Plant is a beautiful boxer.
He is.
He can box, but only thing is about that pressure that Benavidez is going to put on you. Can you withstand that pressure? If he can withstand that pressure and do what he's supposed to do, he can win the fight.
Okay, now, do you feel though that's all that Benavidez has is just the pressure?
No. Benavidez is a good fighter too, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying how I would have him fighting.
Right.
If I was training, you know what I mean, fighting Benavidez. You know what I mean? But Benavidez, he can box too.
And how would Benavidez have to win?
Yeah, well, Benavidez is beat Benavidez. What I mean by that, uses long reach, and he like to walk you down and cut the ring off. Cut the ring off and let his hands go. You know what I mean? And
use that physicality.
That's it. And he's a bigger guy anyway. So, you know what I mean? You got to use that weight. You know what I mean? I think that's a great fight. People think it's going to be an easy fight. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. You know what I mean? Because Caleb Plant is real smart, man. He's technical, too. You know what I mean? Benavidez also, you know what I mean? But he's one way. He's coming at you. And you better be ready for that pressure. If you're not ready for the pressure, the game is over, man.
And he's young, too.
Young and strong, you know what I mean?
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, that's what they say. But I always say you can be in this game as long as you last. What I mean by that, not taking a lot of punishment. You know what I mean? You can be in the game as long time if you don't take a lot of punishment.
Bernard showed us that.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that fight with Benavidez and Caleb Plant?
I edge for that fight. I edge probably David Benavidez winning. Just because how he fights. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna walk forward, hands up tight, let his punches go. He's gonna try to go in there and stop and try to knock Caleb Plant out. But Caleb Plant is also a sharp, smart fighter, so it's gonna be an interesting fight too. But I think David's gonna win.
What do you think about this fight,
It's a great
man?
fight, man. I think not only that they have this rivalry and this bad blood, I think that both can fight. Caleb can box. Benavidez can make the fight happen. His Mexican style. He's out there. He got power. He has a lot of things on for both guys. I think this is a great fight.
So what do you think that Caleb has to do to win this fight? What do
I
you
think
think
Caleb
Benavidez got
needs
to do
to work on a lot of the speed and lateral movement. I think using the jab properly and not staying there. The problem when he did with Canelo was when Canelo hit something or when Canelo throws something, he stopped instead of just kept moving, right? I think that was the biggest learning lesson for him and that he can use in this fight is boxing well, throw that jab and step around and not pause when an opponent or when his opponent is attacking him. I think a lot of feints can do wonders for him. The jab, the feint, and then the straight, the overhand. I mean, there's a lot of things that he can do, but he has to be disciplined when it comes down to it, especially when you get a guy like Benavidez.
Right. So what are your thoughts on Benavidez?
I think Benavidez just do what he always does. He just got to go out there, use his power, use his onslaught. He's the bigger guy. Use that reach. Go out there and pressure. We know that in the Canelo fight with Plant, he succumbed to the pressure, and granted that Canelo was slipping a lot of those punches. That can be a big difference in this fight. But for Benavidez, I think he should go out there, use that jab, set all those straight punches, come out there with the volume punches like he does, and use his heavy hand. Just keep pressuring, and then not give Plant any time to think, not give Plant any time to feint or set up.
Now the emotions are running high. We've seen it in the press conference. Do you think that's is Benavidez living the moment, or do you think that Caleb Plant is getting in his head a little bit? Because you know how it is when a smart fighter gets you in his head. We've seen it on and on and on.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you're fighting, right? So sometimes it fires you up. It fires you up when the shit talking is there. When all of this is coming into the heat of the moment, the emotion is running wild. Some people fight better that way. We don't know how Benavidez is in terms of you know, he might go all out, you know, and for all I know, because he's never been in this point where he is very emotional when it comes down to it. You know, I seen a lot of the videos him coming into Caleb, you know, and both vice versa. They're just shit talking and all this other stuff, and he's going out there, you know, creating something for Plant, you know, and talking all this stuff, you know, but maybe he's getting into Caleb's head too, but I don't know. You know, one thing with Caleb is he does perform when he is pressured in that way, you know, with the last fight, what's his name? Darrell, with the Darrell fight. You know, I mean, I know that you know, it was a difficult fight until that you know, that knockout, you know,
knockout.
so perhaps it could be the other way around where he's affected by it because the onslaught of that energy coming from Benavidez, you know, everywhere they go, they just go at him and you know, that could affect them. You know, we don't know how he reacts to it until they get in the ring. But I know for sure that it seems like Benavidez is the one dictating this emotion. You know, he's running for Plant, and Plant is just kind of cool and just kind of chill, you know, and just kind of poke here and there. You know, again, we don't really know how Benavidez is, if he is emotionally invested in a fight. You know, he's always out there, and he's out there to win, to knock people out. But this time around, the emotion is running a little bit higher than usual.
Do you have a winner for that fight? Like, does David win or Caleb Plant win, or how do you think that fight goes between those two?
Hey, man, I don't know, man. Like, Benavidez is fast. Caleb Plant same. Benavidez, Plant is so fucking technique. You know what I mean? Benavidez is fucking strong, but is the predictability of the fight is so crazy, man. You know what I mean? But it's an amazing fight. Yeah. You know, but for me, hey man, 50-50. No, for what? Yeah, 50-50, man. But hey, Caleb Plant is fat. Got the power. Like the last fight on the road, got the power. Got the technique, everything. You know. So Benavidez is same. Got the power. Got is fat. Sorry, fast. So everything. But hey, my bad, so.
Yeah, it's a fight.
50-50, man. It's so fucking good fight.
Benavidez Plant.
That's going to be a tough fight for both. You know, I feel like Benavidez is the bigger, stronger fighter in that fight. I feel like he got great hand speed. I feel like, you know, he's not going to be able to box on the outside with Plant. So I feel like he's going to try to oppose his will and make it a fight, a dog fight, and walk him down. But at the same time, Plant, you know, his boxing skills is great, and he's always in shape. He's always prepared, and I feel like, you know, him, you know, being smart, he can get the job done as well. So I got that as a 50-50 fight.
David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, man. How do you kind of see that one playing out, man? It should be fireworks, man.
That same thing, bro. Should be fireworks. I got Benavidez. I think style wise, man. Benavidez is strong. He's fast. You know, he just has that attitude. I got Benavidez, but I mean, I think both of them are. You know, both of them are. That it's just gonna be a real good fight, bro. Same thing, like I said, that's something we need for boxing. We need that. We need good fights like this to keep happening for boxing. But I roll with Benavidez.
Granted, Plant did come up short against Canelo. I think it was like November of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. So yeah, he came up short against Canelo in that fight. But do you kind of look at it like, yeah, he came up short, but like how much does the, I guess, experience of being on, you know, the highest stage fighting against Canelo, how much does that come into play for Plant? And for Benavidez, he hasn't been exactly on that level fighting that guy. Is that something that tips the scales or not really?
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, the experience definitely does play a factor in it, you know. And I mean, listen, losing to Canelo, bro, that's not It's Canelo. You know, Canelo is still one of the baddest guys. I mean, he lost the B-ball, but he was going up in weight. Canelo's still on the pound for pound list for me, at least for sure. So I think that, you know, in a lot of people, it depends on you, it depends on the person, but a lot of people get better. Not a lot, but some people get, after a loss and stuff like that, they get better. They don't get worse. Some people do get worse, but some people gets better. So maybe the experience, you know, it could play a part. And then, you know, he's been in a big fight and stuff like that. The stage, you know, he'll be a little more adapted to it than Benavidez would. But I don't think that actually master Benavidez anyway. I think that, you know, he's ready. He really wants to beat him bad, and he's ready. And I think he gonna go out there and do his thing.
Because I think you're on record saying you believe Benavidez is going to win that fight.
Right? I do think Benavidez beats Plant.
Yes, Caleb Plant, he's technical, but I would go to Benavidez in that fight. Yes.
I got Caleb Plant. I think his determination, his will, and his drive to prove everybody wrong, is his momentum right now, and his coach is one of the most dangerous coaches in the game. I think that he has the recipe to go ahead and get the W. I'm taking Caleb Plant on that one.
You get a chance.
Not to mention we didn't, you know, all my guys that we grew up together, went to tournaments together, whether we was traveling together or what, we all was meeting up at the same tournaments. We was, even though we weren't like the tightest, we still knew each other. I've been watching Caleb fight long before he turned pro. Way back when we was first saying, damn, that white boy can fight.
I was gonna ask that. Did those words come out of your mouth at some point? Yeah.
Not only mine, everybody that was at the tournament, nobody thought this white boy from Tennessee can fight. We thought he was gonna get smoked his first day. Like, oh yeah, he about to get smoked. He might as well be wearing a title. But he didn't. He definitely has won national titles. He's definitely won a world title. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's proved not only the people from way back when, but even still to this day, man. Even to his last fight, he's been proving people wrong his whole career. And when he fights Benavidez, I believe he'll come out on top.
Have you had a chance? Because I know you just mentioned, you know, high remarks for Breadman Edwards. Did you get a chance to see him work up close, you know, lately with Caleb?
No, I've not watched him work in the gym, but I know what Brett does. I know what he brings to the table. He is top 3 in the game right now. So he's got a mastermind behind him. And if he listens to Brett the way he listened in the Darrell fight, he'll come out victorious.
Is he going to have to hold on through a tough second half of the fight, though?
If it makes it that far.
Damn, like that.
If it makes it that far, you know, we're gonna see. I think he's gonna test. I think he's gonna test Benavidez, and Benavidez is gonna test him. But
sounds like you think Benavidez might be surprised by the pop.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be surprised, and I think that you know, Caleb is more so known for his speed, but I got him winning this one, man. I think that he's got what it takes to come out victorious. And don't get me wrong, David Benavidez can definitely win this fight. It's definitely not an unwinnable fight for him. But my pick is Caleb Plant, team Plant on this.
David Benavidez, you know him well too. He's fighting Caleb Plant March 25th, I believe.
Yes.
What do you think was going to happen?
A good fight. People want to see that kind of fight, and I think Benavidez can stop him.
Yeah, how does he win? How does Benavidez win?
I think he'll stop him by like seven rounds. Yeah.
Okay, last thing.
I like Benavidez.
Who do you got in that fight? Because I know
I Caleb Plant.
He took some tips with you when he fought Canelo. Am I right?
Yeah, but he ain't listen. If you don't listen, it won't work. He was doing good for a little bit, but then boom. So
what was that advice that you was giving him?
Huh?
What was that advice you gave?
I was telling him how to fight the big guy. You know what I'm saying? If he would do what I told him to do, he'd be easy. Canelo fights one way. Everybody think he's a diamond fighter. He's not, man, the guy is garbage. He couldn't, Canelo couldn't even carry my gym shoes.
What game plan?
I would, look, everybody always keep on saying, how would you end up? I'm like, why would you ask me that dumbass question when you already know the answer? I'm not gonna ask out. So look, thing is, man, I think if Caleb Plant goes in boxing, he wins. They're Benavidez. But if Benavidez get off some big shots, it's a wrap.
So
because Benavidez is a hell of a fighter, and a hell of a puncher.
So you calling it like a 50-50?
50-50. If Caleb Plant boxing, stay away from him, he's gonna be all right. If he don't, he will get caught in the danger zone. The danger zone ain't in the beat. You know what Benavidez, boy punch.
What do you think of this fight with Caleb Plant? He wants that fight too? It's a big fight for them?
Everybody wants to see that fight, right?
Yeah.
Two bets, but
168, yeah.
168, yeah. Everybody wants to see that fight. Hopefully it's going to happen. But
yeah. What do you think happens? You fought Benavidez?
I fought Benavidez 24 rounds in 2 fights. And I think Benavidez was tough.
Yeah, Benavidez was tough. Yeah.
Who do you got in this fight, man?
Man, look, I saw Plant's body. I'm like, man, whatever he doing, let me get some of that Plant. God, hey, he looked like he in tremendous shape for this fight. Like, and he gonna need to be. He gonna need to be because he is facing a monster. Plant has more skill, no doubt. Like more skill. No doubt about it. And David is he's an aggressive or pressure boxer. You know, he puts a ton of pressure on you, but you know, what makes him so difficult is he's long. You know, he's long, he's tall, has a lot of leverage on his punches. He has underrated quickness, you know, great hand speed. He knows how to cut off the ring. He cuts off the ring real well. He's a guy to constantly put pressure on you, and he tries to beat the fight out of you. Just put it that way. He wants to beat the fight out of you. He wants to put enough pressure on you to make you just cough it up or put you in a disadvantageous position, and take advantage of you, you know. As far as Plant goes, Plant has more boxing skills. Usually in fights like this where you have the punch, like you have the aggressive puncher and the boxer, usually I lean towards the boxer. You know, Plant definitely can win this fight. He can outbox him. He has the better legs, better footwork. And, you know, definitely has the better tactics to go along with him. But again, dude, the will to win, that conditioning, that always pressing buttons, always trying to, you know, test the opponent. Like, that's Benavidez, man. And after watching Plant against Canelo and seeing how he faded towards the back end of the fight, and it wasn't necessarily how he faded physically, it was more he faded mentally. You know, I look at that and I can't get that out of my mind. And no matter how many skills this guy got, I feel that if you put enough pressure on Plant, he will eventually concede. He will give in. And so I can see Plant winning on the scorecards, you know, before the stoppage. I can see him up on the cards, boxing beautifully, peppering the crap out of Benavidez, you know, just bruising him up. I'll box him, slick boxing. But I just see Plant I see Benavidez just catching up with him, cutting him off, making him ask questions again, just like Canelo did, and then catching him, and then it's over. So if I was a betting man and I put money down, I would say Plant by decision, and then I would hedge that with a knockout for Benavidez, no doubt about it. But great fight, great style clash. I love the fact that there's bad blood there. That makes it even more intriguing. interesting. But I would say I'm gonna go with Benavidez in this matchup. I think Benavidez catch him and stop him late. I would say 11-12. He'll stop.
Do you think Benavidez will have his biggest, big problems in the center of the ring, or will he surprise us with his own skills in the center of the ring, or is he really only going to have his big success when he's able to pin Plant on the ropes?
Nah, you gonna have success in the middle of the ring too. Like I tell you, you still got to deal with those long arms. He got a longer reach, and you still got to deal with the height. And he like I said, he has a certain quick. He has underrated quickness. He has quick hands. I know Plant has a little bit more nuance with his jab, and he uses it in various different ways and stuff. Man, he's gonna have to. But when Benavidez when he strikes like a cobra. It's quick, it's fast, it's long. And then you never know what he's gonna follow up with. He's always has his hands in the holster, ready to come behind that jab. So it's gonna be either way it goes in the center of the ring or against the ropes. Sooner or later he gonna catch up because you gotta rest. You you Plant's gonna have to find little ways to rest in there, man. And Benavidez don't allow you to rest. He'll beat on you even when you're in close. He'll beat on you in close.
You think he has a good chin? Because Caleb's probably going to be touching him coming forward in a way he hasn't been touched, maybe ever. Do you think David's chin will hold up fine? Some people look at that Gavril knockdown, but he was 20 years old. But still, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody, you never know until it happens. We boxing. That's why I love boxing because if you got skill in there, you got some hands, and you can punch a bit, you got a chance. So I would hope that Benavidez's chin hold up, but we gonna know because he gonna get hit. He definitely gonna get hit by Plant. So we'll know then. But one thing that I know about chins, because I would say Triple G has probably one of the best chins in boxing right now. Still today, I ain't never tasted canvas. I never seen to be hurt from a chin shot. It's probably 50% mental, 50% physical. If you go in there with a made up mind that you're gonna take this guy's best shot and you ain't gonna go nowhere, you literally you trick your body, and you ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm the God truth. I would do that all the time. I would say, this dude gonna hit me with his best punch. I might go down and I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna keep fighting him. Because if he don't knock me out, he not gonna stop me. He not gonna stop me. He gotta knock me completely out. Kendall Holt flattened me. Got up, he couldn't stop me. Pacquiao hit me. He couldn't stop me. Shoot, Ruznabavannikov, same thing. Because my mind was already made up. So if Benavidez coming there with that made up mind, I ain't going nowhere. I'm eating everything you throw at me. I'm gonna walk you down and I'm gonna maul you. I'm gonna beat the fight out of you. No doubt about it. I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
You feel like either guy has the mental advantage? There's two different approaches. Caleb, cool, calm, collected, cerebral. David, macho, passionate, intensity. Yeah, how you reading that, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really read too much into that, man.
Do we
honestly,
make too much about that
every
stuff?
fight. Yeah, I think that every fighter goes about their business differently. It's good to stay relaxed. It's good to be, cerebral and thinking there. This is a thinking man game. And, that's my approach. That's the way I look at it. But then at the same time, it's good to have that chip on your shoulder too, man, to keep you fired up. That it keep you alert inside the ring. And that just seems to be Benavidez. That's how he is. He's built that way. He likes that tension. He don't mind that tension. That tension is what fuels him. So depending on the fighter, it can give Benavidez his advantage, and it can give Plant his advantage as well. Just staying calm, cool, and collected. So every fighter is different, bro. But I'll know first round. First round will tell me a lot. Will tell me a lot about the fight. So, and what I mean by the first round is how quickly can Plant start setting his feet and get respect from Benavidez? You know, if he can get the respect right away, then he has a chance in in the back end of the fight to pull off this big huge. I don't know if he's an underdog or not. Is he an underdog?
Yeah, he's an underdog. About
Yeah,
almost
to
3 to
pull off
1.
this upset. Yeah, pull off this upset. You know, no doubt about it. You know, he got to get respect, and he has to get respect early, man. You know, because Benavidez is a guy. If he doesn't respect you, he gonna walk you down, and he gonna maul you, and he don't care what's coming at him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And am I tripping, Tim, with Benavidez, or watching him, you know, throughout his career, but watching him up close in Seattle yesterday, I said, you know what? This guy might be special, not just good, not just, you know, dangerous 168. This kid might be special. I mean, we never know until they get in there and prove it. But do you see maybe special, or do you just see a really good?
Look,
Yeah.
special is the word that gets overused.
Well,
So
a guy that could maybe one day make it where you're headed in June.
We'll see. You know, I mean, this is his first real test.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his first real test against a credible opponent, the guy that's been in the ring and tested himself against, I would say, quality opponents. You know, Plant. He's never faced a guy like Plant, who was a tremendous boxer, and you know, it was going to answer a lot of questions. You know, so special is one of those words where you only a selective few can get that word special, bro. Not everybody can. You can say good. You can say good, but you got to earn that. You got to earn that badge, man. A guy that's special. Again, I talk about my partner a lot because, like I said, we all grew up together. Ward, I thought he was special. You know, Pac, I thought he was special. You know, Roy Jones, another one. Hagler, another one. James Toney, I thought he was special, or could have been like truly, truly special if he would have damn ran. But he don't like to run. So and he would have do things. But you know, like guys like that, man, those guys are special. You know, anyway, it's showing us that he's special. You know, Crawford, another guy showing us that he's special. I just wish Crawford had gotten a lot more opportunities early on, and still today he's a free agent, and still the Spencer fight not happening. That's another note. We can talk about that another time. But anyways, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
And lastly, man, on that fight, how big of an advantage is having Breadman for Caleb?
Oh man, Breadman, my guy, man. You can't. I'm biased, so you can't really you can't ask me that question. You know, Breadman. I read his stuff all the time, man. He's a brilliant mind, and he's a guy like it's funny because he's so cerebral. He looks at the game differently than a lot of other coaches that I know. And he has a horse that he can guide him to victory, bro. He has the knowledge to guide him to victory. Like I'm sure he watched film over and over and over and really broke down Benavidez, and he knows his weaknesses, his ins and outs, and if he can just keep Plant just focused, determined, and just calm at the same time, bro. They can win this fight. They really can. He has the tools. He has a really good horse, man, that has a ton of skill, in Plant. So I think that's the X factor here in this fight is the bread man. Um, can he coach up Plant to beat the monster? Will he be able to outthink this monster? So we'll see, dude. We'll see. But I think Breadman is I said Birdman. Breadman is the X factor here, man. I like the marriage, bro. I really do. I really do like the marriage, and I like this fight against his last fight against Darrell. I love that. I love this fight. He looked sharp. He looked different. He looked refocused. He looked like he was a new car. You know, new car you testing out. It's awesome. Awesome to see.